Makuta passed away last year in August 2024.
Yeah.
You remained silent, and now you decide to speak out. Why you want to speak now?
News Congo Network.
Just help me and put your prayers up to God. I've never known someone so tender, kind. He's been good to me. He's never been violent with me. I've never known such love.
News Congo Network.
Nazali kotanga plafond na canapé mawazo mina kufaro.
News Congo Network.
I don't know what to do with myself. Just help me, and if you can, just comfort me in any way that you want. Don't stay away. Don't neglect me. Don't leave me alone like how I've felt. I felt like that since Eugene died. Don't leave me alone.
News Congo Network.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue sur NCN News Congo Network. Ici, c'est le pape Popol Ier, la figure emblématique, Popol Mukelenge Fumukoy, Popol Presley, pour vous présenter cette émission Boulevard de Stars. Boulevard de Stars, système à preuve à l'appui. Boulevard de Stars, système, il y a communion. Communion, ils allaient mouké, mais bamema kayangu, ma beaucoup bibalé. Mesdames et messieurs, sur ce énième numéro de Boulevard de Stars, c'est un numéro un peu particulier. Nous allons recevoir une dame qui a vécu avec notre regretté frère, artiste musicien EUGÈNE Makuta. Makuta qui nous a laissé au mois d'août de l'année dernière, 2024. Makuta, pour ceux qui ne le savent pas, il fut un artiste, un grand artiste musicien, chanteur, compositeur. Il a œuvré aux côtés du général Defao. Ils ont fait la pluie et le beau temps avec le général Defao. Et lors d'une tournée, il est resté ici en Angleterre, continuer sa vie. Donc ça fait une vingtaine d'années que Makuta a résidé ici en Angleterre.
Alors mesdames et messieurs, encore une fois, je vous demande de partager cette émission. Share this video, please, because vous allez émerveiller par ce chanteur que vous connaissez, que vous êtes en train de reconnaître, EUGèNE Makuta. Torsola, Makamunaï et Bélé. Mais pour l'instant, place à la musique avec EUGèNE Makuta. On applaudit très fort, mesdames et messieurs. Okabiso. Popol Mukelenge, popcorn. Yeah. Forte comme le sang. Le mongel. Kotala nano na kufite oh yeah yeah oh minalewa oh maotala kishasa mobimba balali kai nazali kotanga plafond na canapé oh mawazo oh minakufa oh Forte komelesa atekele biso elamba ndenge moko bapangi ye oh yeah yeah oh minalewa oh
komelesa ye koluka na ye sembongo ngai na mbanda tokokani yere o mama oyeye opala ibinga bolingo na lolemwe o mama libale pesinga nde paso ya bomwana boye oyeye je moyen pas comprendre oh oh.
Alors, Tozana, une dame qui m'a appelé, je dois insister sur ça, elle m'a appelé pour me dire qu'elle a des choses à dire. Elle a des vérités qu'elle doit dire et elle a vécu avec Makuta et elle s'est décidée de briser le silence. C'est elle qui m'a appelé pour dire ce qu'elle aura à dire maintenant. Donc nous allons la recevoir. Elle parle anglais. Donc nous allons à la fois utiliser 3 langues, lingala, français, anglais. Mais avec elle, on va tailler bavette en anglais et je tâcherai de faire des traductions rapides pour une meilleure compréhension. Voilà, donc je vais introduire à la dame. Hello, madam. Welcome to our show. Yeah, you are very welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're coming from Manchester. Yeah, for this show. Thank you to give us time to talk about you. Can you introduce yourself to those watching us right now?
Okay, my name is Ladi.
We are here. Okay. The people you are talking about, they're here. I'm here. The people who are watching her there. So.
Okay. I am La Diva. And I was married to EUGENE Makuta. I call him Papi. And I am now his widow.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're okay? Everything is fine. We can continue to ask questions. We can continue with the show.
Yes.
I hope that you're gonna feel much better. So you said that you were married with Makuta, or you were just a partner living together. You were been married with Makuta?
Yeah, we were married.
Yeah. How long have you been with Makuta?
We've been together for 8 years.
8 years.
To the day that he passed. Then in December 2018, we got engaged at O2 somewhere in London. And it was a great multitude and good friends were there and it was...
There was some witness people? It was just private, you and him?
No, it wasn't private. That one was actually massive. It was his birthday and celebrations because he was born on the 20th of November. And so I did his birthday on the 7th, but not knowing that, you know, he had a surprise for me. So he just invited, when we were inviting people, he said, just put there'll be a great surprise. So I thought it was just a joke. Okay. So, yeah, but many people came from my Semekis, the Congolese, and my own people as well. It was heavenly.
So it was a two event, like his birthday and the surprise of your engagement.
Yeah, we thought we were just celebrating his birthday, then he just, yeah.
Okay, so we have been 8 years with Makuta.
Yeah.
Okay. Makuta passed away last year in August 2024.
Yeah.
You remained silent, and now you decide to speak out. Why you want to speak now?
Because I felt very sad to the fact that he was a great man, and really his truths needed to be out there, because Papi was a very quiet person, a very private person, and nobody knew anything about him. So you got to know him if you were in his life, not by him telling you, but by you observing and understanding and showing that you resonate, you can understand what someone is going through. So other than that, no one would know anything at all. So I just decided to really say what happened and what was going on in his life, and what led him to leave us.
You called me to say that you want to speak, you want to say the truth on what's happened to Makuta. Why me? Why you choose to come to talk in my show?
Because Papi never talked about people that much, but when he would talk about you, he would talk about you as someone who is just loyal, who is just gentle, who is just someone he can resonate with. And when you did the one-man show, and I saw it for myself, not because of what he was saying, I just saw that, this is a gentleman, someone that I can respect, that can respect me too, because respect goes both ways.
Yeah.
So you also need to be respected, whether you're a woman or whatever. So I just felt I can pour into you.
So thank you to choose my humble person. But you want to reveal the truth. Which truth you want to reveal? Can you tell us in what circumstances Makuta left us? The death of Makuta, how it happened?
Okay. My husband was going through a lot of despair, through a lot of emotion, through a lot of stress, and this caused his heart to be weak. But we didn't know that, but because me, I was just like wondering, why is he like that? Even when you talk to him, sometimes he just panics.
His heart was weak, caused by what?
By stress.
Stress.
And but we were never meant to carry the loads of this world alone. God gave us people. God created us within, together with other people. So you can find one or two people to share what's going, whether they help you or they don't. You just have to let it out. So he was carrying it. Just like many other people, like lots of men, I just, the reason why I really want to share this.
He didn't want to tell people what happened on his life.
Yeah, it's not like, I can't say he didn't want to tell. Yeah, it's not like, I can't tell. It was his nature. You recognize the other people like that as well. Because at first he said he used to tell people. But people would just say, after you've really narrated your story, you've said everything, embarrassing moments and everything, that you don't have anywhere to stay, whatever, then people, they'll end up just saying, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I can help. I wish I had an extra room or whatever. So after saying that, you would feel embarrassed.
You said that his heart was weak, caused by stress. So stress caused by what? He was stressed on what? On you? You were so many jealous or fighting to him, or what happened?
We never fought. When I say we never fought, it's like it was not just those like silly stuff that like you can say, why are you chewing your food like this or whatever.
Like in any relationship.
Yeah.
And,
So,
but the stress was caused by what?
so many things that has affected a lot of people, but not in the way that has affected him. His papers was the main thing that really got to him. He tried so many times, and every time I was told that, you are lying.
Let me translate because is the main purpose of this interview. So that you are saying that Makuta azalaki stressé mingi parce que azalaki na mikanda te na mboko. It was just because of papers. He was stressed and lead to death. Are you sure? Nazotuna eske zaka pona mukanda stress wana ti ememi na liwa.
Practice as well.
Practice and perform. He was paid for that, isn't it? Makuta Ndoya Londres.
Yeah.
Where he was living first? Just go back a little bit. I'm not Van Dijk.
When I first met him, he was living somewhere in East London, in a very tiny room. But
Like any single person.
Yeah.
He was single person. That's why he was in tiny room. You mean?
Exactly. He never showed anyone, and he used to just say to people, "Drop me there." Then he would just go back and come another way so that people won't see where he's living. Because
he didn't want people to know where he was living.
Yeah, because all this was just because he would think someone would report him to the immigration and be sent home. He didn't want to go back home.
The fear of
Going home.
be sent back home.
Yeah.
Because of no statue in the UK.
Yeah, that's him. People are different. So he was very fearful.
Let me translate. Azoba ke Makuta kumana ubanga memba tibaye ba place azovanda parce que za mikanda te azobanga tamso ba ufunda yembi la zongsa. Go ahead.
So he became very, very fearful to the extent that he would not even register with the doctors. Things that mattered, he would not. It's just me saying those things, isn't it? That maybe that's why he was just.
He didn't have even a GP.
He didn't have a GP until the last minute that I ended up just booking him for the GP.
Il s'était même pas enregistré pour.
But it was just very difficult in the sense that
un docteur. Parce
his
que
names were different.
I'm trying to translate. Il faut s'enregistrer par médecin à quartier et tout ça pour balandelara. But why you didn't tell him that he's not linked the paper status and the GP is not linked. It's not
what?
It was not linked to that. If you don't have a papers and you register to the GP is gonna send your details to the immigration. It was not linked. Why you didn't tell him that?
I used to tell him, and he used to tell me that he's got a doctor. Even when we're going through some other things that I'm just because from the first time I met him, because I started going to his house, to that room. It was just, but because I think he found out that maybe he has fallen in love. And we decided to just really go exclusive. And I said, because I've heard stories that you don't show people, because I had heard those things. You don't show people where you live. So you might be living with a woman, you might be living with, I don't care how it is. Yeah? I just want to see where you live.
So you push him to to let you know where he was living because he was on a
Yeah, so I
relationship.
said we can't go further. I just first of all, for us to be in that serious relationship that you are asking for, I need to see where you live.
Okay, so you say you've been together for 8 years.
Yeah.
You was living together, or it was just like you were meeting some days? He was staying in London, you in Manchester, or how was it?
No, during the
Finally,
during the courtship period, we were not living together. He was living at that place that I was going to.
okay, he was living in London and you in Manchester.
In East London. So then I decided, no, okay, thank you for showing me where you live. So I decided to just say, every time when I'm coming now, because for a year, I wasn't ready, yeah, to show him into my life, into my world, because I wanted to see. Because, you know, with musicians, the stories that you hear about musicians, even I didn't know nothing about him. Except his voice, his marvelous voice.
Lovely voice. Dans ses débuts de leur relation, Makuta continuait à vivre à East London et elle venait de Manchester et tout ça. Et après, elle a voulu en savoir plus, c'est-à-dire elle a poussé Makuta et relaxé place in Vandaka. Mais pendant une année, il peut bander relaxa Makuta place n'a été parce que musicien c'est belé ndege zalaka abana nan ko checker quoi. Continue.
Then I decided, because we were recording our album. That's our album together.
Your album, you and him.
And him, yeah. It's called In Love.
You are artist.
Yeah.
You are singer as well.
Yeah.
Elle est aussi artiste, elle est chanteuse. Basala qui même. Is your album or just a song? One.
It's an album. I've got my many albums alone. But when we met, because we felt our love was.
How did you meet with Makuta? Makuta.
It was very spiritual, actually. It was just a spiritual connection for a purpose, really, rather than just people really falling in love. But that was something that was really connected. It was just really spiritual. So I used to see Makuta performing, and I used to even record and dance and post on Facebook the part where he does Seven. Ooh, I've never heard anything like that. I am a fan of Congolese music.
Je suis fan de la musique congolaise et je voyais Makuta danser, poster dans ses réseaux sociaux et tout ça, chanter. Je suis tombée amoureuse de sa voix, de sa façon de chanter.
So I used to follow wherever he was singing with.
Et je commençais à le suivre partout où il commençait à chanter.
With Papa Kanda Bongoman every time.
Avec Kanda Bongoman.
Yeah. So when he does that animation, that 7 parts, so. And
he noticed that you was everywhere. Then you.
No, I don't know if whatever, but I never thought of him in that way. It was I never thought about him in that way.
J'ai jamais pensé
it was music. You know, like when you're a fan of somebody.
J'ai pensé à lui d'être en relation amoureuse, mais j'étais plus fan de sa musique.
Not the person. But when it happened, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name in a good way. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I was following Papa Kanda Bongoman's music, one day he asked the drummer Felix Ngendu to bring me to London, where they were playing. I wanted to dance as well, but I don't know, I ended up not dancing. That's when I noticed that he's noticing me. You know, when someone is noticing
de concert de Kanda Bongoman, c'est là où ils se sont, comment dire, attirés. Et puis, from there, you start your research to make it short.
No. Then Felix he took me again to another gig. It was a Zimbabwean gig. So that's when he was sitting by himself, very quiet. You know, other musicians are mingling and they are talking, they are laughing, but Jimmy was on his corner. I'm like, I was just attracted to that. Like, this is a big musician who sings like this and he just sit on his corner. I went to him.
J'ai un concert dans la communauté zimbabwéenne. Les musiciens étaient avec les gens, tout le monde entouré, mais lui était dans son coin. Il est isolé. Et musicien, c'est là où j'étais attiré par lui.
Because I am very loud. I speak, and I was attracted to someone who's just grounded, who doesn't speak. So I went to him and I started speaking to him, and he didn't resist talking to me. So that's when I felt...
He didn't resist to talk to you?
Yeah, like a proud, like to be, you know, someone, a musician who is proud, like, you know, you would think someone's just sitting on the corner, he doesn't want to speak to... He didn't resist speaking to me, and I was actually in his face like, why are you sitting on your own? What's the matter? Just say, no, I'm good. So he just started talking. Okay. And I think many people were surprised seeing him talking because he doesn't talk that much. And then we exchanged our Facebook. Then I followed him where he was playing with Kawele. Somewhere at an African restaurant.
Yeah. In East London.
It was on my birthday. Yeah. I was celebrating my birthday in August. So I think they were approaching break time, and I went to the stage and I just hugged him and I kissed him. I was just surprised. And
he kissed you? You kissed him? In public?
Yeah.
Ok. Na concert mo babete na East avec le guitariste Kawele, écoute dans Soussou, c'est là où a poussé vers Makuta et a embrassé Makuta en public.
Because before then I was telling my friend that, you know, there's something about this man, yeah.
So you push him to be in a relationship with you, that?
I can't say
that. To go on the next step, you push him. Yeah, because if I had done that, because, you know, as time goes by, when we were together, I was telling you that, you know, he really wanted to talk to me, but he couldn't. He was shy. He couldn't. Even when he was telling his other musicians, they said, don't, yeah. Because maybe it might cause problems with other people. Maybe they thought maybe I'm coming for other people and whatever. So he was scared, but he really, really wanted to speak to me. But so it goes to show that I'm just telling every woman out there, if you really want something, yeah, the guy that you want might be shy, but they want you. You don't push yourself like that, but you just make yourself available if you like the guy. Il y a des personnes qui sont timides et si tu l'aimes bien, tu dois prendre le devant pour que ça commence. Donc tu as brisé la glace, vous avez commencé à sortir ensemble. You starting your relationship with Makuta's, yeah? Okay, let's go back now on the worst moment of Makuta's life. You said it's because of stress that makes Makuta's heart weak and leading to death, right? But that was not the cause of the death. I'm trying to address the situation whereby maybe people might be confused and feel that maybe he had heart problems. He didn't have heart problems. So while his heart got weaker and weaker, it couldn't pump blood properly. So the blood was not going to most organs. The doctors didn't know what was really the cause. Yeah. So it's me knowing that his heart was really, he was someone who was really stressed every time. Even when he hear about the immigration thing, he would just jump. Even when he's in the hospital, he would just like walk out of the hospital to say, I need to go and sort out my Why you didn't give him the papers? Sorry? Why you didn't get married legally, officially, and to cover him for his papers. Why you didn't do that?
Okay.
Je l'ai posé la question de savoir pourquoi ils ne se sont pas mariés légalement pour couvrir Makuta, parce que Makuta avait des problèmes de papier qui le stressaient et qui causaient beaucoup de soucis et beaucoup de pépins, beaucoup de problèmes de santé. Pourquoi ils ne se sont pas mariés? Yé appelé ça Makuta Mukanda.
You think that that if it was just something like that, I would just done it in a minute to just make his life easier, because that man was full of love, was rich in love, was so emotionally available for me. So it's the system. The system is just weird, and people are different. Those who know him, and I don't know if you really knew him, those who really knew him, who were playing with him, the bands that he was playing with, they know exactly what kind of a person that is, that someone who just holds things inside him. So, but for him, I ended up really like, even when we got engaged, it was then during COVID time, I said, a friend sent me this, because my community, they knew, because on Facebook we do lives, we do with Makuta, so they knew our life well more than my Semekis do. So they were following every step of the way. So one of them sent me a link saying that, if you're a fiance, someone's fiance, you can do a visa for them. And I showed him everything, all those things, and he just said, no, my situation is not like that. He was just very afraid. He said the lawyer had told him that, you should not say you've got a family, you've got no one.
So the lawyer said to him to say...
That's what he said. I don't know if it was the truth, because sometimes he would just say things so that I can just get off his back. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want, even
to you, he didn't want to talk?
No, there are things that he was just... Many things I would discover myself. And then I will show myself, because as someone who's done therapy, I'm a therapist as well. So I knew how to just show the person that I am available, whatever it is. I know what you're going through, yeah? So I would discover things, just like even the bus thing. It just didn't.
So you suggest him that you can cover him for his paper. He didn't want to.
He was saying my situation is not like that, because he was scared already, because I don't know what has been fed in his head. Even if he says the lawyer, I can't vouch for that, this was the lawyer, but wherever the information came from, that if he says that he's got a family, he's got, maybe he'll be returned back home.
Ok, donc selon elle, azoloba que ata proposé ki Makuta bongo Makuta na olingate Makuta na banga mingi makamba situation na ye avocat Makuta yebisa ki Makuta loba que aza na famille te aza na mwasi te, donc soki ye ake bima sukuna ke azwi mwasi eopesa complication. Donc bref, embrouillement côté wana Makuta ndo lingoloba makambo na été selon elle.
So during therapy, there are people like that. People, we are not the same. People are different. So that's who he was. So it was up to a person, to those who loved him, to get into that space that say, what's wrong? This can't be normal. Say if I say, lift, can you help me lift that box, Papi? Yeah, or even if you say lift that, Papi would say it's heavy.
Okay.
He couldn't lift that. But as a normal human being, if you really love the person, you want to find beyond that. Why is he saying this box is, I'm a woman, and this box is not even heavy. So you go beyond, because you love a person. So there should be a problem. So you can't just leave like, no, he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't, whatever. So you go beyond, you show them that you are available. What is it? Then you find out, that's when I found out that, when he was beaten back in Congo, Is it in Brazzaville? Not Brazzaville, somewhere where he was performing with General Diva, was beaten almost to death. So that's why even his arm was not functioning.
Okay.
There's another arm that was not functioning properly. So even when you say we are doing like lifting each other or whatever, he was hesitate at first because he doesn't want to show that weakness to tell you that, my arm is whatever. Until I got to just understand what's wrong.
Okay. I want now just, let's move on. I want just to know now, can you describe the circumstances of Makuta's death? I give you time. Tell us how it happened and why it happened like it was happening like that.
Okay. Papi has not been well for years.
You're gonna talk. I will translate to in Lingala.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Papi hasn't been well for years, though he was just saying to me he's seen his doctor, but he had no doctor.
Non, Makuta me disait, Makuta n'a pas que Makuta zalaki bien té pendant des années. Ando ipsanga que akena comme un docteur mais azaki na docteur té.
So he got so depressed, but generally, like I said, this was all the purpose. He didn't want to be sent home.
Ba stress ne zaki mingi cause na ndenga zanga mukanda e abanda olinga te bazongisa mboka.
And the fact that he wasn't making much money through music, because people speculate that when people are musicians, they get a lot of money. Sometimes, many times, it's not like that. So he was just working for his rent. His heart would just panic as well when he needed to pay rent. So until
so many people was calling him to play and to perform on studio live. He was attracted people with his voice, so he was getting so much money, you know.
Okay, according to what you know, I ask you, musicians, do they have lots of money?
I don't know. We are talking about Makuta's. It's you to tell me.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Sometimes it would be just 30 pounds. Sometimes you would just go to help. And sometimes 30 pounds.
Elle était en train de dire que Makuta aussi avait des problèmes financiers. Donc quand ça venait bon côté de moi bon en ça les gars pour na rente na ye nyo so na comme ko stressé épée. Ngana aussi Makuta zaki très sollicité na bato. Pendant bengi partout en a ko chômete pas bêta. Mais comment azana problème bon ndazo sans que zaki bambongo miki ba 30 livres
Yeah, sometimes on stage people will come with 5 pounds, 10 pounds, they give him in his hand, so he was keeping a lot of cash until I decided to give him my bank account. But it was his, but it was in my name because he couldn't open anything.
Yeah. Il pouvait pas ouvrir même un compte à banque parce qu'il n'avait pas de papier.
Yeah, he was keeping the card. It was
he was
his account.
Using your bank account.
It was in my name, but it was his. So it was all things were staying with him, and he was doing everything. So I'm saying sometimes when he gets like 100 pounds, he goes to the show, but all he was just doing for rent.
Which rent are you talking about? The rent of the room we was renting in London, or your rent where you was together?
No.
You never been living together?
No, he never paid my rent. I was paying for everything.
Yeah, but
and
which
his
rent?
Lawyers and,
which
which
rent he was saving the money?
We decided to look for accommodation here in London, a room, when we were now like really living together. Because he said if he let people know that he's living in Manchester, people might not call him to do music. That's what I live for. That's what I do. I can't do anything else.
Donc, Makuta ne voulait pas quitter Londres parce que ceux qui ont Londres, ils ont fait ta musique, ils ont fait musique. Il fallait absolument azananda comme azwata ndeto benga room ou nani ata chambre mo awa pour que azalaka toujours en Angleterre. Donc moi mbongo andai ko gagner yango ndandai ko futela room o ya bandai ko vanda. Yeah.
Yeah, so we looked for a room because most of the time when we come here to London and when he's doing his practice, I would book a hotel. I'll be paying for a hotel. So it was just even way more. You understand, when you live in a hotel, like you'd be requiring to be here for 3 days to do his practice and then go for his shows. And so we found a room. That's the rent that I'm talking about. Whether he was there or not, rent needs to be paid. The landlord is expecting their money.
Yeah. Il y a toujours que room awa azala te faut futa room wana parce que de temps en temps on a ya pour notre travail awa. Yeah, so let's go on. Now forget about everything. Just tell me about the day of Makuta's death. What's happened on that day? Na fc abosa no so beta soka lisolo ya mukolo Makuta kufaki nini le kanaki.
Okay, because prior to that he had already been told that he doesn't have much to live, so we couldn't tell anyone.
Who said to him?
The doctors in Manchester.
Finally you went to the hospital.
Okay, because you wanted me to just start from how he died, so
okay, go back a little bit. I'm not gonna ask again. Just go ahead. Go back a little bit so we can understand very well.
So, April, like around on the 15th of April, I registered him with the doctor.
Le 15 avril, je l'ai enregistré chez le docteur.
The London, but I did it online.
Ici à Londres, mais je l'ai fait en ligne.
So he performed, there's a show that he performed, I think someone came from home, from Congo, and he performed and he came home, he wasn't breathing. It was really, it scared me. It used to happen, but then that time it was really bad, and he said, maybe it's just the rain.
Concert moko a ute ko beta ya musema ute king, je pense que zagi manda chante tanga zongi après concert wana abane ko couper mal susté na fin avril. Et la gagne de temps en temps, mais ce jour wana ezali qui vraiment pire.
So, because the man didn't want to go to the hospital, nothing to do with the hospitals, but I had already registered him. There were complications with the names. Me, I registered him as EUGENE Makuta. But the immigration, his papers, when he came into this country, he had another name as well, Rabbi Mbuta Kakoma.
Menzo ande ye tangwayaki na mboko yo asanregistra na kombo na immigration ya Robert Mbuta
Kakoma.
But you registered him on EUGENE Makuta. You didn't know that he have a different name.
No, I knew that. Me, I was trying now to make things right, because I was now to make things right. You know,
kombo ane zaki ya Makuta te, me yesu kanga zong sama kamu normal acha kombo Makuta penda na nenge ya nenga solo.
Yeah, at the lawyer, because the lawyers we attended immigration like court.
On the
6th of September 2023, that's so they didn't know anything about him. There's no history. You search for Rabbi Mbuta Kakoma, even on the internet, even you say, so they were saying, how do we know maybe you came into this country and you registered Rabbi Mbuta Kakoma, then maybe you went back to Congo and you are coming here, you say you still want to stay here, and so we can't grant you on the basis that you've been here for 20 years. So then I said to the lawyer, you know what, because he's been here for 20 years now, anything, Rabbi Mbuta Kakoma is his name, his other name, but his name, stage name is EUGENE Makuta. So you search for that. That's when they started building a case now. Other than that, there was no case because he couldn't be found.
Donc n'arrivez pas à trouver, retrouver Makuta te na Makamaleta parce qu'elle s'est enregistrée nulle part, selon elle. Na kombo ou ya côté la kiwana. Donc pendant 20 ans, ce babeti ilo ezobimate. yango banda kondima te ke bazalaki kaka na mboko yango ayebisaki bango ke non azala na nkombo ya Makuta nkombo na artiste jeune nde a partir wana nde bakomi komona quand même histoire na ye et tout yango wana aresaki Makuta na nkombo wana. Yeah, go ahead.
So that's when they started building the case. But the date of birth now was different as well from his real date of birth.
Même date de naissance est différente na o ya ye solo na o ya bwakelaki.
Yeah. Because we are saying these things because he's no longer here. Because if he was still here, it was going to be complications as well. So do you understand? So that's all these things that we, when we come into this country, there's something that we just have to really say maybe. Because it will cause complications. That's why his papers. So it was like nearly impossible for him to get papers. Do you understand? It's like he's lying, someone is hiding something. But me knowing him, EUGENE was not hiding anything. But they said he was hiding something.
Okay, so let's go back on that night. We're coming from the concert.
Then the morning after, then he was saying no, there was loads of rain and you can see them. So maybe that's the case. But me knowing that he doesn't want to admit that he's been sick. If you know him from way back, you could see sometimes he would get very thin, very slim. Even over the years backwards, and then you would regain it. But there's so much a body can take and can fight for things. So we went, I said, okay, I'll take you to my pharmacist. So we went to my pharmacist and at least he's of an African origin. Maybe you understand.
Comme Africain, pharmacien d'origine africaine,
he said no. Then I just started crying. I said, EUGENE, you're scaring me. What do you want me to do? Because nobody knows anything, and you don't want me to tell anyone. What do you want me to do? Honestly, this is, yeah. This is
it's hard. Him who asked you don't tell people that he was sick and he has a problem. Is that Makuta mtapekisaki sabatukazana ba problem adobela? Yes.
He never wanted me to tell anything, and he just said, he said, before you came into my life was secret, was just, but when you come into my life now, because you want to tell people, no, I don't want that. I said, no, it doesn't matter even if you overpower me, I just have to tell somebody, even if you're gonna be, because I've suffered a lot. I've suffered for you in silence, and somebody got to know from your people. Your people.
It's not you who make Makuta's away from his community?
No. He was
never.
I was, Papi, though even if he was quiet, he had an upper hand. When he says, or he stamp his foot, you shake. As well, yeah. He was not a passive person, like he would just he would not fight with me, he would respect me, would whatever. But when that when a man when they decide no, yeah. So such kind of, you respect that, it's scary. So I can never. He was doing all he wanted. He was going places. It's me who wouldn't go to places. It's me who stopped traveling. I used to travel a lot. I used to go home. I used to go Cyprus. I used to go places. But when I was with him, I stopped traveling because he wouldn't want that.
Yeah. Because of time. So I want just we went to the pharmacist. Yeah, and what happened then?
Then, we went to the pharmacist. And the pharmacist, upon just seeing him, because the breathing was like, it was really bad. He was actually struggling to. So I said, just take his blood pressure as well. Let's see. He said, no. He said, I can't. You need to just go to the hospital.
The pharmacy to
the Royal Infirmary right now. Then
you went to the hospital.
He didn't want to go. He said, no, I don't want to go.
L'hôpital te.
Then I booked a taxi because we didn't go there driving. I booked a taxi,
Ndela
Uber,
bengi taxi.
but I booked it for the Royal Infirmary. I didn't book it for home, so he
Na
didn't know
bengi
that.
taxi pour me mabso na hôpital mais ya kanse raison me mabso ndako.
So upon him seeing that this is the hospital, he wanted to run. Yeah?
Tanga mon que toke na hôpital nga kima.
Then I started crying.
J'ai commencé à pleurer na bandole là.
I said, we won't do it. I just want them to just check, then we'll go home. Then we went there and we were just told to wait. We waited.
You didn't get you didn't get the reach the hospital.
He finally agreed,
Okay.
but he was just there and looking down, but he was still struggling to breathe. And then
Mais finalement to come à
the
l'hôpital.
out-of-patient doctors they said they are fully booked, so we're told to go and sit in the A&E if you want or go home. Then I persuaded him to sit in the A&E.
Bah c'est un peu tous dans la salle d'attente parce que bazala qui fully
Then
booked, c'est-à-dire rendez-vous déjà
after 8 hours,
après 8 heures.
after 8 hours, I was beginning to get sick myself. 8 hours, that's when they saw him. The nurse saw him and
Après
took
8 heures on
the
est by Wembaye.
blood pressure. They said, the man is really sick. I said,
Is
it that bad? He said, yeah, he's just being strong. He's a man. He's just being strong. He's very sick. You can't go. And he said, I want to go home. And why did it get to this point? And then that's when I said, he never registered with the doctors, and this is the first time. And then I got him to talk. He started explaining to the nurse, yeah, I've never seen a GP. He started just explaining those things. They said, okay, you need to sit. So the doctors, they saw him. And he said, I want to go home. And they said, if you walk out of this hospital, within 10 minutes, you're just going to drop dead.
Dans les 10 minutes qui suivent à Okufa.
But they didn't even do anything until the next morning. We were just there. When they said, even if you walk out within 10 minutes, you're done.
So you went back home or you stayed in the hospital?
He wanted to go. I just cried. I said, you just have to stay. Because how
voulait rentrer à la maison, mais
and then the morning they started doing the tests.
Dès la temps où on nous allait les tests et tout.
They came to us. They said, I'm afraid he's got not much to live. His kidneys.
Bahreïn a eu problème.
His kidneys are gone. And his heart. I said, what caused that? He said his heart has been weakened over the years, so many years.
Donc qui faible pendant plusieurs années,
So it wasn't pumping blood to the right places, to the extent that even to the gums, his teeth started falling off.
Même
because his heart was weak.
He was losing his teeth.
He was losing his teeth.
Yeah, so after that, what's happened?
So they said, we're gonna keep you here for like maybe 4 weeks.
Garder pour un mois.
Then I said, I've already booked a ticket. People are waiting for me. We need to do my mother, the tombstone of my mother. I've never been there. And he was saying, yeah, she needs to go there. And they said, no, you will stay here. You will stay here. And he said, no one will come and see me. He said, but you will stay here. It's the hospital. People stay here. Then I just postponed and I called people home and we changed the date.
Il fallait voyager pour que ça père tomber la maman nanga, je l'ai pas fait pour aloba nanga ku kendete so ngatikela nga muwa mutaoya utalanga zate.
So I was going to the hospital every day, but he
stays in the hospital.
He then stayed.
Finalement, avant d'aller à l'hôpital et avant d'aller every day.
He stayed He stayed for 2 weeks.
Avant in l'hôpital pour 2 semaines.
They were just giving him some injections so that the blood would not clot, but they were not really doing anything that much for him because they were deciding whether to do dialysis or not. So the problem is the heart was so weak, so the dialysis, they said, it's very, very strong. It can then kill him.
Yeah, dans le cœur, mon témoin est tellement faible que soit ça sous dialyse et ngaro bomaili sous le bandose là à se rétablir petit à petit.
Because his liver is very okay. So we are not really understanding why, because this is end stage.
Foi na ezagi bien mais bazo comparer
the kidneys.
Okay, yeah. So I want to make it short, but the most important things we want to know, Congolese community want to know the day of his death, because we have listened another story.
Okay.
So that's why I want you just to come on that point to tell us what's happened.
So, okay. The Friday, the 16th, before his demise, before he died on the Sunday.
Vendredi au dimanche dans la Koufaki.
He was in London.
Azaïn à Londres.
It is the room that...
Azaïn à Londres, na room to wanda ufuta wana Azaïn à Londres.
No, but prior to on the Wednesday, that's when he started crying, because he was people were concerned anyway. People around him were concerned because they could see that he's not well. And he was not admitting, and they wanted to take him to the... They wanted him, they were telling him, you know, you need to go to the hospital. Anyone would be concerned if you see someone like, but you just, you know, you're here and...
Tout le monde remarquait qu'il n'était pas bien.
You can't even walk. They didn't, because they didn't know. They just knew. You can just see when someone is sick. It was sick to the extent that, because even him, you would just say, oh, that person said to me, what's wrong? Are you being cared for? Is this your carer? Asking me that, is this your carer? What's wrong with me? I said, because you look sick. He was saying, no. I said, okay. Because he didn't want to believe that he was looking sick himself. He wasn't seeing it that way, but he knew he was suffering.
He came to London for what for?
For music.
Donc, il y a sur Londres pour bête musique.
Mr. Kawele was having his shows that he does. He used to do weekly. So he used to do Sundays. Then he changed to Friday. Because they wanted more people there. Okay. So Wednesday, so when people, they were concerned and they said, I think you should just stop playing now. Yeah. So that's when he...
Why you didn't stop him to come to London to play, to perform?
I wasn't
going...
Okay, thank you for asking. So, because I knew what was happening. I knew he wasn't, his life was, he was just even trying to live, but his day was not, you know, I knew he wanted to just finish his course with music.
You knew that he wanted that, or you knew that he wanted to finish his days in music? That's what you thought?
Not I thought. Because me, I knew, because we talk. Yeah.
He was telling you that?
Yeah, because he was told already in my presence that, you know, they were brutal at the hospital, that he's got not much to live. So for him to go to the hospital, what for? To die in a hospital with no dignity.
Na hospital babisaki atika na mikolo mike ya kukufa yango abanda kusueta betana musique akufata na scène like Papa Wemba.
Yeah. But I understand people, but because they didn't, I'm not angry. I'm not. What can you do when you see your colleague, the person that you knew was fit, and you don't know what's happening? You don't know they are dying. Only him and me knew, and he told me not to tell anyone. That one, I even told.
You are seeing your partner dying. and the partner telling you that don't say to people, and you keep quiet?
I wasn't.
Why you didn't tell to people to come to seek help?
No, to seek help for what?
We don't know. Call his family. We can pray for him. We can search for ancestors. I don't know, but we can't find any solution. You could not keep it for yourself.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Thank you for asking that. All those things I told people around him, people close to him. But you can't tell people that someone has got not much to live. That's a private matter.
Yeah,
that's his dignity.
I consider that, yeah.
But I told people, even when he was in hospital, nobody came to see him. No, not even one.
But
I'm not angry. I'm not, because people are busy in this country. Maybe they just thought whatever. But the truth, and you would just say, "Oh, you see," you would just say, "You see."
Okay.
You forced my hand. You told people, even back home. I told people, they were talking to him while he was in the hospital, and he was just telling them it's nothing.
You was talking with his family in Kinshasa?
Yeah.
They knew that
they knew he was in hospital. They just even,
yeah. Okay, let's go back on the day in London, yeah?
Yeah. So I just want to clarify that, to say I didn't tell people.
Yeah.
Everybody, those who were really close to him, they knew he was in hospital. They knew. The only thing that they didn't know, that when they were saying, just maybe he listens to you, force him to go to the hospital, just like that one. I even told them, he doesn't need the hospital right now. What he needs is emotional support, because they said, what is it we need to know? I said, it's not my place. I even told them when they said, we're planning, you should not sing. I said, no, let him sing. Yeah? That's what will make him happy. That's the emotional support that I'm only asking for.
Okay.
But I understand them at the same time, like even they say, she is saying that, but someone, maybe for their image or whatever, someone is about to fall, someone is whatever. Yeah. They thought maybe it's his eyes, okay. But it was his legs where they were now like elephant.
The leg was swelling?
They were swollen, they were like bad. Even the man that is a Congolese who stayed with him, the room that he was renting, it was a Congolese place. They will see, they will know, we'll talk. Even when he's in London, we will talk every day with FaceTime, and he would also say that, oh, it's not normal. He knew.
Même Congolais bandai ko kabulani ndaku ayebeke aza bien te parce que makole koma ko vimba elongeza bien te.
But if you understood that, I've made that clear that I've talked to people.
Yeah. I'll translate that for you. Yeah. Alobek quand même na bateau baza entourage ba yebaki. Yeah, go ahead. We only have 8 minutes left, so that's why.
On the Wednesday before the Sunday that he died, when he received the news that all the places that he was supposed to sing, he can't sing. People were they wanted him to get better, so that he can come back when he's better. But they didn't know that there is no better to come back from.
So avec moyen qui nous yembezate parce que était comme il m'a bé, ça zonga mukola yoka bien.
He cried, and that's when it started to just get worse.
When they told him that he can't sing and he have to go back, he started crying.
Not to go back, they just sent him a text because they tried to talk to him. Okay. He didn't understand. He didn't understand. They tried to talk to him to tell him to stop. So the other musicians were concerned, but maybe if they not listen, I wish they should have just listened to me also. But I don't blame them.
You was not in London on that night. You was not in London.
Who?
You. On that night, you was not in London. He was alone.
Which night? On the Wednesday.
Yeah.
On the Wednesday, that's when he had traveled to come to London.
Yeah.
Because he was also wanting
to
practice.
And you came to join him later.
So he was supposed to come back home after performing with Kawele. He was going to perform with Kawele on Friday. And I think he was supposed to have another gig on the Saturday with his other group, but that's when they decided that he just have to whatever. And he cried, it was heartbreaking, and he said, it's so embarrassing. I said, no, it doesn't matter. You still have the Kawele's gig. But now, can you please just tell Kawele that for now I don't need to perform anymore. I'll come back later. I need to heal. He said, and then he said, no, I'll just tell them that I've got something to do. I said, no, tell the truth that you are not well, because they can see that you are not well. Instead of facing that embarrassment of people just saying, now stop, it will just break. He said, no, it's not good for my mental health. I just need to do this. Okay. So he went then Friday. I said, Papi, send me the address where you are performing, because I had taken a long time before coming to London. Yeah?
Yeah, I want just to jump on the day of his death.
Okay. So I went where he was performing, and then we, instead of me going back home to the family, He
performed.
That's
what Saturday?
On the Friday.
Vendredi, I
said, send me the address where you are performing.
He Manchester, Londres.
He said, what for? I said, I've got someone who needs to cheer you up, a cheerleader, that's a friend. He said, you don't have friends. That I know it because I don't do friends anyway. I said, no, they are coming, just give me the address. He gave me the address, and I went. I wanted to go because my spirit, and I said, God, I prayed. My spirit was just telling me it was really heavy, because he's been crying, and that Friday, he was vomiting before he went to the gig. So I said, God, if I finish preparing for the family and doing everything that I need to do here, within 45 minutes, because I take long, it's a sign that I need to go. My spirit is heavy. Something was calling me there. Then I just went. Then the train took a long time, and he called. He was on a break. He said, babe, the person that you said was coming is not here. So I said, they're coming. So as I was saying they're coming, the tube, I was under the tube. So when you say, we are now approaching like Romford or something, and he goes, oh, babe. He started like laughing as if he's crying. It's you are coming. Yeah. Then I just arrived there. I was standing. I said, are you going to buy me a drink? He said, yeah, of course. I said, you, okay. Then he was at the door. He gave me 10 pounds. I still have it in my handbag. I'm not going to it's my souvenir.
Yeah, so we finished to perform. He did well.
He wasn't doing well. They could all see he wasn't even breathing properly.
Tout le monde a remarqué ça. And then the finish,
the show. So I couldn't come back. So instead of, I didn't want us to go back to his room where he stayed, because I used to go there before, but I just wanted a change of environment.
And you took hotel.
I booked a hotel.
He booked the
in
hotel.
Romford.
Dans Oleba qui est na room ya Makuta ba qui na hotel. Then
I took an Uber. The friends wanted to give us a lift, and he was just saying no, because when I'm there, he would never allow his friends to give us lifts. I always so we went to the hotel. So we got there. It was like Saturday morning around 3. And he was supposed to come home on Sunday.
Il fallait toujours un dimanche, yeah. So on that night, you reach, we have 5 minutes left. On that night, the night of Saturday to Sunday, okay? So the night of Saturday and Sunday, what's happened on that night?
The security guard who was there said, "Oh, okay, this is he not well? Does he have diabetes or something or whatever? Sit down and do whatever." He was he was now not walking properly, so he quickly gave him a chair. Even he was walking and stopping, walking and stopping. So we booked there, and then I went to the pharmacy because I used to buy him some supplements from Amazon. So because he did not have them, he did not bring them because.
J'ai voulu l'acheter quelques médicaments.
I said you can stay. Then tomorrow.
On the night.
Yeah, it was now during the day, the Saturday.
During the day, Saturday.
Because we slept,
okay.
We slept, isn't it? We slept around 4 and so we slept. So woke up late. So
we have 3 minutes, madam. Yeah.
The pharmacy was closed. I came back and then I just started. You know, I make my own perfumes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the essential oil. So I just started anointing him in his feet. So his feet was now like rock. Like a stone. So yeah. I said, this has never happened to me. Okay. And then before we slept, he was the happiest man, and we prayed.
The Saturday night.
Now it was like in the mornings we slept late because I was supposed to leave, but I couldn't. I booked again another. I booked again another day. So before we went to bed, he said, "Show me those exercises, baby, that can strengthen the heart because I work out, I do therapy, all those things." Then he was laughing. We ate food because he wasn't eating properly. But that day the salad and he ate. Said, "I'm full, baby. I can't." But he was now happy after we prayed for an hour and him lifting up his hands and praying. And I thought the miracle. I said, "God, show your miracle. Show." I believe in your miracles. And he was so happy and he was praying and amen. And we started playing, dancing. The happiest I've not seen him in the 3 months that he was diagnosed. So around 3, we went to bed. It was Sunday. Sunday, the day that he died. And he goes, "Babe, put the alarm for 11:45. What for? We are just sleeping now. We don't know when we are going to. Do you mean for checkout? We are not checking out. I'm gonna extend again." And he said, "We've got plans. I've got plans for you." I said, "Tell me now." I said, "No, be patient." I said, "Learn to be patient." Everything was fine and happy. So we went to bed. But after every 30 minutes or so, he would wake up. And then he stand up and he whatever. But then his heart. You've seen someone suffering like that, but he wasn't sad. But the heart was going, the bed was shaking. Yeah? Then to the extent that, no, Papi, we have to admit it, no, when something's out of our hands, I'm calling the paramedics. Yeah? And he said, "I beg you, in the name of God, let things pass naturally." I said, "What do you mean?" So I think when people are going or whatever, they are full of parables, like the parables, like Jesus' parables. It was just those of the parables that I don't understand, but he really But then at the last minute now, when he was just saying things like, he's happy things, but things that I didn't understand. I said, I'm calling 999. I don't care. Yeah. But I'm fine. I said, I'm fine. I'm even laughing with you. But I said, no, there's something that I'm not just really understanding. standing. So I'm saying, I'm calling 9999. He went quiet, and he extended his hand. He put his hand on my belly, and he was quiet. So you say, you know, I knew when I say I'm calling 999, he would talk. He didn't oppose, he didn't talk.
Ambulance, mais il a réagi. Et pourtant, sur Nana, ça a bon réagi.
I said, I'm calling 9999. He didn't talk. His face was just, his eyes was closed, but it was just full of smiles. And the pulse was just there.
And he passed away?
No, the pulse was there.
Ah, okay.
So when the paramedics came.
You called them and they came?
Yeah.
Ambulance,
they didn't take time, to be honest. They just within 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes, they were there. Yeah. But he was in my hands like this, but he was just quiet. But but I didn't believe that someone is just, yeah. So that's when he had 11:45.
In the morning.
11:45, he had cardiac arrest. 11:03, he had cardiac arrest. 11:45, when he said, put the alarm at 11:45, his heart stopped.
Na 11h45, où alobaki nangacha alarme de 11h45 wana mutema ne ekati. And he passed away.
His heart stopped, but they didn't give up. A lot of people kept coming. The paramedics kept coming. At first there were two.
Ba médecin, ba ambulance, mutema ekati kobeta me akufidante.
And the police came when something happened like that. Whatever the police, it was like really they did their work and they tried to resuscitate him. He said he's so young, we can't. They tried for 1.5 hours. So around just before 1.
Yeah.
They said, come, because they sent me to the reception and they called me. They said, we can't talk here. They said, we need to stop now because we are doing more damage than good. We need to stop. I said, what do you mean? He said, we need to stop even the machines that we had. So we need you to hold him, whatever you want. If you want to put him on the slab or whatever.
Then
I didn't clinch. I was numb. It didn't make sense. I said, why do you play like that? We went to the hospital the other time and they said he's got no time to live. He's still alive. He's here. Yeah. He's here. It wasn't scary. It was just someone who's just. It's not possible. Eugene can't die. But I put him in my arms, and still it wasn't registering. It wasn't. He was still alive. So even after they taken him to the mortuary, I asked them, because they stayed with me. I asked them that, are you sure? That yeah, that's what we know exactly. He's gone.
Sorry, madam. Sorry. I'm so sorry about that. It's very painful for everyone, even for us, for Congolese community.
I never get the chance to cry with anyone every day.
Sorry about that.
It's very hard every day. I don't know what to do. It gets worse every day. They say it gets easier with time, but it's getting worse every day.
Yeah, I think we're going to stop here. Mesdames et messieurs, j'ai reçu Madame Makuta. Elle a voulu dire la vérité sur la mort de son mari. Parce que beaucoup de gens spéculaient. Bon, elle a décidé, après plusieurs mois, de parler, de nous relater ce qui s'est passé. J'ai été patient de lui laisser parler avec toutes ses émotions et tout ça, juste pour avoir la vérité sur ce qui s'est passé. Voilà, In Loving Memory is a book. Tokunda déjà Makuta, mais tu as qui tenté ya ko rendre honneur comme il faut. Sorry. Alors livre Oyo, ezotika la awa, book Oyo, ezotika la awa na studio à Jean-Michel. Artiste nyonso aroleka, moto nyonso ayebaki Makuta, akoye kokoma. Oyo amoni akokoma na mémoire ya Makuta, et puis tokotinda nango na famille. Parce que Makuta zaki ya biso nyonso ya communauté mobimba. Madame, you have to be strong. And your last word to the Congolese community.
I just want to say I'm also very sorry for your loss. We've all lost him. I know you are all grieving in your own way. Just help me and put your prayers up to God. I've never known someone so tender, kind. He's been good to me. He's never been violent with me. I've never known such love. I don't know what to do with myself. Just help me, and if you can, just comfort me in any way that you want. Don't stay away. Don't neglect me. Don't leave me alone like how I've felt. I felt like that since Eugene died. Don't leave me alone.
Thank you. Alors, c'est to supporter moralement, to négliger été, Makuta tikié, biso tozali famille Makuta, artiste, bandeko, toi pour to supporter moralement, façon nyonso mutakoki. Kosala yango, asala yango. So bozana, can I give your number to people or?
It's okay.
So que bozana besoin de contacter, n'avo pas sa numéro. Et puis voilà, tout supporter, azali moi sur Makuta ticket biso.
Let's just forgive the past and know that human. No one is perfect.
Personne n'est parfait.
You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. So I don't hold any anger, any grudges on anything. It happens. And the person that we are all talking about is no more. So please help me to honor his memory. Help me to sort out his tombstone after a year.
Après une année, bientôt là, na août,
a
une année, a besoin pour ça la pierre tombale, il y a Makuta. Donc, bateau union sur Bakoki, ko aider pour que Pierre Tombal et Makuta ça les matin pour que ça une année. Baza very welcome pour te honorer mémoire Yamakuta. Merci, thank you so much for coming here for all these things you said to us. You bring some light to the dark. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Rendez-vous très prochainement. Aidez la femme de Makuta pour que tout ça et les Pierre Tombal te honorent comme il se doit. Que Dieu vous garde. Merci.
News Congo Network.